Hey guys, welcome to Yessayana's Way. And it's called Yessayana's Way for a reason because we're about to get into it. I am your host. Yessana Renee. Anyways, guys, I told you we was going to talk about how things are turning up. Like, people are on 1,000 in their feelings. Like just provoking fights and carrying firearms so that they can use them, dump on a person, another person clearly knowing that, the situation, instead of walking away knowing that they're armed and dangerous. Okay, they provoke the fight, and I'm well, yeah, they provoke the fight with the purpose and intent of pulling out a firearm, no matter where they're at, to utilize it on you. Period. You know what I mean? For I can't say for no reason, but I got this story from Walter Lee Hampton II. I follow his page. So I was like, I'm surprised that they allowed this to be aired. Like they're always policing everything on YouTube and messing with people's channels. I'm like, damn, this was allowed to make the internet. Now, which social media site, I am uncertain, but it seems that to me, this be a narrative, okay, that you can actually see Black people getting shot in the head on Facebook, on I'm doing well, sweetie, on Instagram. It goes around like Black people getting killed by police, um, grandparent and grandchildren just talking, fucked up to their kids and their relatives. I'm gonna try not to swear, and their loved ones, and it makes like the circulation. It makes the circulation like it goes like when I those videos come across my page, I like report them because I don't like to see those types of videos. And I don't want to expose my brain to that. You know what I mean? I don't want to see that image, especially early in the morning, like, damn, hell no. But those videos seem to pass the test and get right by social media. People actually getting killed on these sites, shooting in these, restaurants and in the public, Black on, Black against Black people, their crimes are highlighted under the spotlight. So, anyways, I got this story from him and I agree with him because I watch a few YouTube channels that report local and like, throughout the country or world or whatever's popping, they're going to talk about it. But that should be like crazy. I'm like nieces killing up their damn, excuse me, not nieces, but aunts killing nieces, their children. Y'all know just a lot of crazy, crazy going on. So apparently, I said that to say this. These two guys got into it over a drink. So I guess my question is, why is people so up in arms and shit? Like we're in a pandemic. Like it's like the least thing you want to do is fight with another person, especially over a drink. You know what I mean? I don't know what the conversation was between the two men, but I did see that, one did approach him and push him. And I feel like you don't make no type of moves when you know a situation is tense. You don't make no type of moves. If you can't get past words because nobody really want to fight. People who have responsibility, some people be old, we be looking good, but motherfuckers be old, but they be like, what? You know what I mean? So, but they don't really want to do that. That's not like they wake up, get out the bed and be like, oh, I'm gonna go knock this nigga out, or I'm gonna start this fight, I'm gonna go get punched, I'm gonna go work these muscles. Like, no, we don't wake up to do that. So it doesn't make sense, you understand? But one of these guys had bravado too much, I think, like because he had a firearm. And I heard in Atlanta that there's you can I guess you can carry, you can conceal and carry because they didn't have anything posted like no guns allowed. So anyway, so this is the story from Walter, and we're gonna hear from his point of view. And if you want to hear the rest of this story, of course, you can go to his page, Walter Lee Hampton II. Okay.
Disagreement, and so they decided to fight. One thought he was having a fist fight, which still didn't make no sense to me. And the other one decided he would shoot the other guy. So, but all this took place over a spilled drink or a bottle of liquor or something. This is no vodka in this cranberry.
A bottle, $5 was this one. A bottle.
I'm sore as hell.
A drink.
When I was walking up these stairs,
a drink
I said, well,
made you unleash.
But I'm like,
because he approached that man, and I will show you the video footage.
I don't know. I must have.
He approached that man with the intent of wanting to shoot that man. In my opinion,
I just took some pain pills.
Okay, Walter.
So I figured I'd get a little vodka after the pain pills.
He's a bodybuilder, so he's like, shit, I'm an old bodybuilder now. So,
But this
can't get it in that quick no more. A little bit.
The question I have, I've got some clarity on this. Is it legal for you to carry a gun into a bar in Georgia? It is. If a bar if a bar or restaurant has not posted that they don't want you to bring a firearm or a gun into their facility, if they're not patting you down and make you go through metal detectors, you can legally bring a gun into a bar or restaurant here in Georgia. It's perfectly against the law. If you ever kill firearm equipment or whatever, they have these days you can carry this license to this gun. But seriously, the problem that disturbed me. You have a bar full of people. This man had no regard to anyone else's life in that bar. He pulled that gun out and shot that man. He actually shot two other people on top of the guy he fell out when he was having this incident with.
His mouth.
I hate to say this.
Auntie, hi, honey.
But it's really concerning to me because I've decided over the past, since the pandemic got started, I was going to stay out of these bars and places like this for this reason. I'm seeing the anger on the airlines. I'm seeing the people fighting over masks required. Everybody seems to be just today. So
that's what I said too. Like, can't we all just get along?
Bars or bar-like restaurants or lounges where people are just in there drinking and eating chicken wings, getting drunk, and acting damn fool.
I'm still kind of scared to be around a whole lot of crowds.
I don't understand why they couldn't come to an agreement over a spilled drink.
Facts.
Or knocked over a bottle of liquor. Nobody around them could figure this out.
Facts.
Because I've been out saying, hey guys, hold on, what's the problem?
Like, yo,
y'all knocked over a drink. I'll buy you another drink. I'll buy you a drink. Y'all want drinks too?
I'm like that
keep
too.
Everybody calm.
Right.
And if I worked there, I'd have definitely came out with another drink and a bottle. Hey guys, we got this resolved. This done is over with. Accidents happen. Streets get spilled.
Yeah, nobody wants to see someone go to jail and their whole life turned upside down over a drink or anything for that matter.
This level of ignorance.
Yeah, that's ignorant because you definitely don't know.
Bar with
the after effects after that shit, man. You gonna wish you was dead.
Let's just say
you gonna be sitting right in jail thinking about that bullshit.
All this?
You might have a house out this bitch. Hold on, Walter. Hold on, Walter. Listen, you can make go about the bullshit, and I agree because you might have a house out here, a family out here, a good fucking career out here. You watching too much reality TV, man. You understand? You just want to throw your life away because you know what? You're gonna be sitting in jail thinking like from the beginning because you always think Now you're just gonna be sitting in jail, even if you get bailed out. This now this additional money and shit. We got a pandemic going on, y'all. He said it was ignorance. And one time a person said, 10 toes down, said it starts before you get to that environment. You just carrying that gun. Like, I don't carry weapons. You feel me? I don't carry anything really. You understand what I'm saying? I haven't in a very long time. You understand? That doesn't say I give you permission to do anything to me. But in this case, like, come on, homie, how you go out to have a drink and a good time? I think that's what a good time is. I think that's why you go into the bar, to go out and have a good time. And you sit up here getting into a fight with a nigga, even to get into a fight with a nigga. What type of person are you? What kind of weirdo are you? Well, niggas ain't fighting fucking you weirdo. What's wrong with you? And you shot two additional people. That's how that shit normally goes when you just out here living through these rap songs, thinking you can do shit and you can't. And then the worst one is the ones that be my age, 50 plus. Bitch, please go sit your ass home down. You about to go into the retirement home.
This man is in jail now, charged with aggravated assault. He definitely going to end up in prison behind us. Yeah. They don't play in Georgia. You shooting folks in a public place, you going to prison. They ain't gonna give you a slap on the wrist like they do in New York and other places.
We ain't playing that here. And that's true, because I know a kid that left Boston and went to Georgia and was talking shit to the police, and he ended up getting killed. Georgia. Daddy was his name.
Out to these counties. When I first moved to Georgia, Conyers, Rockdale County, Conyers, Georgia to Rockdale County, historically white.
So that means it was an all-white town.
Everywhere. I'd go out there and say, Lord.
It was like ghosts.
The first house I purchased in Stone Mountain, Georgia. The family I purchased the house from, they fled out to Conyers. And I'd go pick up something from him. I went out there. I don't know how I found that damn house. We didn't have no GPS and nothing back then. But I found that house.
Read the signs, nigga. Shit, you can read, right?
White folks everywhere.
Ask directions and shit.
Just so happened to
he a big dude, look.
Drove back out there. He drove through that neighborhood with these white folks that fled from Stone Mountain out to the Conyers. There was a number of niggas there, and the house they had fled to was black folks in there too. I saw they sold and ran again.
So these white people was buying up the property and selling them to the blacks and then moving on, diversifying the neighborhood, gentrification. You got some. I don't know.
When white people fled up out of those areas and black folks have moved in there.
Like every area, they was before they was our ghettos, they was theirs.
The properties, the community, everything just takes a hit. I don't know why. I mean, Rockdale County, Conyers was a beautiful city. It still is nice.
Every city's beautiful. It's just the people in the city. You got a city that's like full of crime. It's not a good city. Every day in the hood, you're going to wake up to hear sirens and shit. It's not peaceful.
Carrying on like they still hood rats in the middle of some housing project in New York City. It's ridiculous. These two guys, two black brothers.
It's not everybody. There's nice people that live in the project.
Man, I'm sorry about that.
I grew up in the project. You understand? And I go back there too sometimes because that's my history. You understand? And I don't know. I'm not going to be like denouncing where I live. I don't act like a hood rat, but shit. That's not in my everyday. Like, every day, I don't encounter stuff like that. We chill, we kick it. For most parts, I be around people that's older. So we just be observing and looking at shit. We don't be out into all of that. The most action I see really is on YouTube or someone talking crap, but I'm not around people that's violent, that's, the drunks, you're going to see them all the time. They hang out by the goddamn laundromat. Some of them will help you bring your bags into the laundry, and they're just over there. It's a group of them, and they're to themselves. So, you might see a fight here and there, but you got people chilling, the barbershop, the pizza shop, the regular businesses. I don't hang out at night, so I don't know. And I'm the type of person that goes to places. So I'm just not hanging out, especially in my older years. But for a long time, I've been going to places as opposed to just being random and risky and just riding a wave and going with the flow. You know what I mean? So, because my body said, girl, you ain't 25 no more. I said, ooh. I get a drink. I be like, my kids be like, Mom, let's go out. I get a drink. I used to be wanting to go out like 11 o'clock, like to get the party started. But shit, now I be like, let me go have a drink and just come back home and be in the bed by 11 o'clock. And I guess that's called growth. You understand? So I partied until I could not party. And that was the bottom line. So we're gonna continue to listen to this. But he named a couple of clubs that I'm familiar with, you know what I mean? And talked about how when he went to these places, some places you go, there will never be no issues. It's like a very upscale spot. I mean, even if it's in the hood, it's never no drama. All the people there is official, it's a chill place. It's the true after party. You understand? But it ain't no bullshit going on. I don't know. I don't know who does that today. Some people do though. It's gonna be apparent. You will see.
But instead, they want to get into a fight, a confrontation that requires physical blows and bullets to be flying. I don't get it. I don't, y'all. And I really didn't want to say this, but y'all, I'm serious. I'm very careful about going to a lot of places where there are predominantly black people in there, particularly if they are drinking alcohol and hookahs and smoking and drinking. Because it always something.
No, please don't believe that. Please do not believe that. I am a notorious social media person. I'm always sharing media where black people do gather. There is alcohol. Everyone's fly. Guys looking good. Women looking good. Okay? And it ain't nothing popping off. People really, it's about the grown and sexy. People going out. It's what you're going to, where you're going. If you're going to hood spots and it's hot down there, what you down there for? Unless you want to be in a hot spot. You like something down there. If you going where niggas is getting shot, you like something down there. If you're in a position where you can get shot, that means you're willing to see someone get shot because you should be able to see harm and get out of way and get out its way. You know what I mean? You should be able to see that, oh, hold up, something's going on and go in this direction, not go to it to want to see it. So I don't know. It's all in like what type of people you're hanging around, in my opinion. But let's hear this. And this is why I'm like, is it people is it the pandemic why people are up in a roar like 1,000 in their feelings, like just very sensitive, and what is going on with people where I think we're living in the end days, the lawless time, people not caring. You understand? That's the whole point. We're living lawless. You better be careful where you go today. Be aware of your surroundings, period. And you're responsible for that. You're responsible for your eyes working and your mind thinking. And when you see something going down, you acting accordingly. You are responsible for that, not me. So if you ain't gonna do anything, who am I to do anything? I can't do nothing about that shit.
Get together and have a peaceful event. Something gonna go awry. Tears are flying, bullets are flying, people running and dodging. It ain't worth it for me. Yeah, I'm 51 years of age. When I went out to bars and clubs in the early 90s, 112 and Secrets and Petra's Club Petra's, they ain't had this shit going on that back then.
AG and the
when I was in these clubs, I never saw any people went out gay, straight, and black. They had a blast.
Last night. Good one.
In fact, I was researching this club that used to be in Atlanta called Dang it, the Velvet. The Velvet. Mm-hmm. Oh my gosh, I used to go to the Velvet. Anybody remembers the Velvet? It was located off Peachtree Street in Atlanta, and it would be a mix of people: white, black, gay, straight, celebrities, Shaquille O'Neal. Everybody was up in the Velvet room. It was a great
AG Entertainment.
They didn't have a VIP. They didn't have all this crazy shit that you see in these clubs, the bottle service and all this stuff. You had to drink to the bar and get your drink. You had a great time.
Nah, well, I don't know.
The Velvet was a great place to go and hang out, and it was just fun. Club 112, great.
Yeah, 112, I remember that.
Never saw the drama that's going on today in these bars and restaurants and the anger. I mean, is it the coronavirus? Is it madness or what is it?
It's a little both, honey. The coronavirus and the madness.
You got bottle service over here. I go give me a bottle of vodka. They got the service called.
All right, let's get to the details, sweetie. Okay, enough of that.
Especially since the pandemic. The door opens up, and a crowd of people pull something up.
Ooh, Yessayana, why you don't have this?
Could have been drunk. Who knows? But instead, they want to get into.
This was a really horrible
fight, a confrontation that requires physical blows and bullets to be fired. I don't get it. I don't, y'all. And I really didn't want to say this, but y'all, I'm serious. I'm very careful about going to a lot of places where there are predominantly black people, and particularly if they are drinking alcohol.
No, we ain't gonna listen to that bullshit now, Dan. Because
drink it.
You know, I love him, but shit.
I ain't got a liquor store no more. I just go over and because what do you? Why?
You know how sometimes it has the arrow.
Last time I went to a bar, packed of white folks, and trying to think I tend to go to places, especially since the pandemic got started. Even before the pandemic.
I know. I don't want to be out and around crowds either.
Yeah, lift up 10 stairs and like fell on the damn floor. I'm like, what the fuck? I went to the doctor's office. I made an appointment. It gets more complicated.
He goes, you talk about hemorrhoids, and I don't want to particularly hear about that. That got thrown in the story.
The question I have is in the middle of some housing project in New York City. People in particular. Out to the bars and clubs. They didn't have all this crazy shit. Supposed to. I keep this level. Nope.
I hate when I just do this silliness.
I'm thinking, okay, he's painless procedure. Any type of violence. You could talk man to man and say, yo man, I'm talking about that. Whoa, what's up? And let it go. Let it go. It required that level of violence over a spilled drink or bottle of liquor. What? It didn't make sense to me. And so people were encouraged to make sure the song and man and all this stuff. Why? Oh, why are y'all promoting any type of violent acts towards each other? For drink or bottle now. It's Tuesdays.
Okay. I'm sorry. Wait a minute. Hold on. Look, I'm going to show you. So this is the beginning. This is horrible. That's looking good there, Walter. Go, Walter. Go, Walter. Go. It's a little long, but shit. Go, Walter. Walter's a bodybuilder. Woo! Walter. Get it, boy. Yes. Get it, Walter. So this is the incident. Ridiculous. See how he went up to him? See how he went up to him? It was like he provoked that incident. He provoked that incident. And that's the issue right there. He provoked it. He didn't want no straight up, yo, peace. Because it should never turn to how you go out. I'm going to go to a bar where ladies are fly. You might be fly. You know what I mean? It's all black niggas, it wasn't all turned up like that. So I'm like, how did that happen, man? Like, how can you explain that? Like, what, did you just get out of jail or something? Did you even know him? Like, how did that happen? You never had a fight before? First of all, you brought it to him because you the one who bumped into him the way it looked to me in my eyesight. You went up to him. And when you went up to him, he did what he was supposed to do. He reflexed. You know what I mean? When you reflex, like, you can't tell your reflexes to stop. They're gonna go because that's a natural hit back, hit back. Even if you shock, you get out of it, and then you'll get on point with whatever's happening. You feel me? Because you're gonna have that when something pop off first. You're gonna have that flight, or what they say, you're gonna be scared internally, but then you're gonna get out of that, shake that shit, be like, what? Then you're gonna be mad. Then you're gonna go in the defense mode. So it was a natural thing. So he must have wanted to smoke. Guys, I hate to report this one, but we got to talk about it. Tasha K. The Go Along, Get Along gang is after Tasha K. What is the coincidence? Tasha K broke the polite story, and now she's in the news, incriminated in a federal case story with R. Kelly. What could be the odds of that? So Tasha, I was like, they're just getting back at her because of this brother polite shit. You know what I mean? Because it's still weird. The timing's weird to me. But hey, prove me wrong. So I said, okay. I woke up this morning and I seen Armin Wiggins' show. And I love Armin. I love you, Armin. You are my big brother. Mwah, I love you. Another adopted one. The Armin Wiggins show. I love him. But it was like, oh my gosh, Tasha K. The feds was after Tasha K. And I was like, what? So, I listened to it. I listened to his perspective because he was like, and some lady breaking it down to him, explaining to him exactly what Tasha K did, and she basically compromised the investigation or the case against R. Kelly. That seems like the narrative they're painting, that she leaked some information, so now they can't use that because it's leaked information, and that's good. But there's other shit that she didn't know about. She didn't know everything. As they say, Houston, we got a problem. Okay, but she had an informant in the prison sending her information about R. Kelly, private phone call. You know how they be like, oh, this call's gonna be recorded. And I know they're not lying that, you have to have a reason when you accessing people's information. You know what I mean? You can't even give a father his daughter's information. You understand? Like, but my question is this. Did Tasha K contact that person, the insider from the prison, or did the prison guard contact Tasha K? I think she was watching Tasha K's show and decided she wanna go against policy, her job policy, and starts putting information out in the universe that shouldn't have been out in the universe. And Tasha K again put that out. So all they can do is tell the jury, listen, you can't use that. That's a problem solved. But they're trying to get her with wire fraud. I guess because it's over state lines, and she sent it digital. You know what I mean? Over the internet, that's considered digital. you know, and she was just doing what she do, reporting the news, and but it wasn't public information, and the viewers and people that are her fans or who do not like her, her arts, they was like, oh well, she just always want to be the one to break the story, regardless to her breaking the story first. That has nothing to do with the facts of what happened. Okay, and I think this may be serious for the sister. Even though I say it's a conspiracy, but it seemed like there is fire. Where there is smoke, there is fire. So she said, I didn't see an actual document though. I'm just going by the Sun, Chicago Sun. That's all I was going by. Okay. Reminds me later. So this is a real Chicago Tribune, a real paper, and this story is written by Jason Meisner, Chicago Tribune, September 7, 2021 at 3:08 p.m. Ex-prison officer suspected of leaking. Okay, ex-prisons officer suspected of leaking R. Kelly jail communications to blogger. Federal records show. That's what they're talking about. That's what's buzzing. Somebody need to do a sonetta on Tasha K. Like, what's in the news, right? Because she's the one that did the that broke the polite story. You heard what Sonetta called him up and was like, what's up, what they saying, right? I thought that was quite real. He's like, we don't talk on no phone. mm, but that was real. Shit, that's his homie. He was a man about it. Instead of jumping on and just talking, but you're still supposed to do it behind the scenes, nigga. Like, yo, what's up, homie? The way the world's going, they don't give a fuck what you do. They either like you or they don't. You know? But it says it right here. I'm going to read the meat of the story, okay? This is what they're saying Tasha K did. But they don't name her. So this is Tasha K in regards to, in her own words. Yeah, there's a phone tap somewhere, and I'm not going to tell you where. Okay, and I'm not going to tell you where it's at. Tasha K told her viewers during the 39-minute video, which has so far collected more than 328,000 views. I have the plug. That's what Tasha was saying. See, they be watching or listening to too much rap shit. I have the plug. I have the plug. And that's what her viewers and people that dislike her see. She always want to be the first one to have an exclusive show. But whether she want to be the first one or not, it is what it is. She going to break the story. People feel good and comfortable, going on her show. I think she will be the one to go down in history of giving, the citizens a voice, letting them speak in their own words on her show, because she's good with listening. You know what I mean? I watch her sometimes. But, this seems deep, sister. Good luck, T. It's like, I have the plug. I'm not going to tell you where I got the information from, but just listen to the damn information, okay? So it says, now it appears federal investigators allegedly know exactly how Tasha K was plugged in. A federal search warrant recently unsealed in Chicago shows that Agents seized a laptop from a U.S. Bureau of Prisons officer who was suspected of illegally accessing Kelly's record recorded phone calls, emails, visitor logs, and other restricted information. And he can sue her because that's all private. You know what I mean? You ain't supposed to be, if you don't, if that person's not in front of you conducting business, you have no reason going into their files at all. You have to every keystroke. See, that's the difference between an intent and a mistake. So say you fuck up and if you genuinely made a mistake, you'll hit that key and correct it. You'll backspace, you'll fix the problem. But you ain't gonna keep going. You see, she kept going. But I heard from what Armin was saying is that she did an early retirement, the officer. Okay, so she's no longer on the job, and you know that I think Tasha K paid her for the information. So she was leaking information that was critical. You understand? Mm, there's a laptop on here. Says she was suspected of illegally accessing Kelly's recorded phone calls, emails, visitor logs, and other restricted information. See, she's dirt. That shows how her character is in journalism, because there's professional journalists out here, and they would never ever cross those lines, because the most important thing to do is protect. When you're in government, government is designed to protect the people, protect the consumer, protect the people. You understand? You gotta be careful out here. Information, you leaking information, especially when you have access to it, you know the real deal. You know the I's and the T's. Okay? They said, yeah, accessing Kelly's recorded phone calls, emails, visitor logs, and other restricted information during his stay at Metropolitan Correctional Center on West Van Buren Street. The female officer, who at the time worked as a disciplinary hearing officer in a federal prison in Wisconsin. I heard that's by Chicago. Because this guy I be watching, big shout out to Casino for Life. He was like, now I'm back, guys, in Chicago. And I think he's like, Wisconsin is just next door. You know what I mean? So, anyways, a little history about me knowing where my states are. I hope I listen. So, anyways, it says the female officer, who at the time worked as a disciplinary hearing officer at a federal prison in Wisconsin, accessed Kelly's records more than 150 times. Oh, she was digging for the dirt. Oh, she was digging for. I'm surprised they allowed her to do that 150 times. I wonder when the investigation starts. How come she was allowed to access those records 150 times in a 6-month period in 2019? I know they had to know she ain't never been on a computer before. I know they had to be questioning, like, that's interesting. I wonder what she's doing on the computer. That didn't send up a red flag? 150 times, and she must be on drugs. Because why would you jeopardize your career? You work for the federal government, so you getting some, good guap. You know what I mean? And probably got a hubby making money too. What was the purpose of you doing that? In a 6-month period. And okay, so what did this lady do? She accessed Kelly's records more than 150 times in a 6-month period in 2019. And even though the officer was not assigned to her MCC, and it had no official reason to be looking them up, according to the 24-page document obtained by the Tribune. Okay, so she had no official reasons, no official reason. She had no official reason. She was not assigned to the MCC and had no official reason to be looking them up, according to the 24-page document. So she don't even have a reason to be up in that man's business like that. What do y'all think that's about? What? A place where I grew up, like, I had my all my kids here all my life. We used to have a neighborhood health center. And then once I found out, like, somebody that lived where in the projects with me and everything, that they worked there, I switched. I left that place. Because I don't know. For me, I just don't feel comfortable with, things happen. Look, she went up in there 150 times. At what point did they stop, Crazy Boo? At what point did they say, you know what? Something's wrong here. You understand? I know she wasn't all that computer savvy. I'm like, how come she was allowed to do that? How come the red flags didn't go off sooner? So now the bottom line is, now they're trying to say it's going to be because of Tasha K that this case is lost. The federal government lose this case. No, not because of Tasha K, please. It was because you're a corrupt ass officer. Okay? That's why you're going to lose this case. Not because of Tasha, because I'm pretty sure she contacted Tasha, but she made a plea deal with them people, Tasha. Now you on the hook, honey, and that's serious. Because once you start crossing state lines, and it's a whole different ball game. You understand? But it is crazy how they might say it's because of her. She leaked some information regarding the case. But how could she have leaked information regarding the case? Because did she leak the recording of him talking to his attorney? Is that what they're not telling us? Because like they said, like, her leaking his address and his emails, like, see, let me tell you something right now. That doesn't make sense. You know why that doesn't make sense? How, like, you have to know the prison system, okay? I don't think, I don't know what's up with this story. Because you know why? They said okay. The officer, identified only as Officer A, also emailed herself a 12-page scan of Kelly's jail records, according to an affidavit from an investigator with the U.S. Justice Department Inspector General's office. Oh, Tasha, you was just putting someone else out there. Now look at you, boo boo. I'm sorry that you are experiencing this, girl. Ooh. See, there's a firm saying we all get a turn. His turn was 2 weeks ago. She was going in hard on that bro. And rightfully so, according to the charges. But TK was the one responsible for breaking the story. But I know it wasn't trending. See, what's news to us is not news to the world. So it's only in our small community of gossip does it matter. But it did get out there. Mm-mm. But again, what information did she link? So phone calls, recorded phone calls, emails, visitor logs, and other restricted information. What is the other restricted information? Because he wasn't stupid enough to talk over the phone. And you know what? And then when they say, like, his emails, like, I thought he couldn't read and write, someone said. Make it make sense. Remember all those stories that they fed us in the beginning. And I don't know why they won't let up off of R. Kelly, but although there have been other stories breaking, they've been trying to break R. Kelly's story for a long time. They started saying he had herpes and knew like he had it in 2000. They was doing anything that they can to distract us. I don't know what R. Kelly did that they're trying to make his life hell, but they are. They've been on him for a good before the pandemic. Now right back to R. Kelly again. Sorry, R. Kelly. So I didn't know if I wanted to do another live with this or just continue on with this one. Okay, I got some good time here. So we're gonna talk about it. Miss Mercedes Moore. Miss Mercedes Moore. The businesswoman with balls. Beautiful, banging body. You know what I mean? She was definitely an influencer. I don't know if she had work done on her body, but a lot of people like fucked with her. Chad Moss and was liking her pictures, Drake, Tory Lanez, Boston George, a lot of people. And so, let me give you some stats about Miss Moore, because my issue with her story is this. Because contrary to what her family say, she's still being called out of her name, which I feel like is very unfair. Because we don't really know why she did what she did. I seen a video of her, like, when she first arrived in Texas, because it was like the video said 8 years ago. And you can tell, like, just sometimes when you deal with people, you have to grow. You have to grow. Sometimes growing make you stronger, and it don't make you that little girl anymore. Like when you get exposed to the world and how people are. You feel me? So I went to go look at something because I heard a very bad video about Miss Moore. She was being called a hoe and her body was being talked about, and it wasn't funny. And people was actually donating to this channel, and I like this guy's channel, Sinful P. But the way he was talking about Miss Mercedes Moore, I was like, you know what? Everybody's doing a story about her. She was trending. 2.7 million viewers on Instagram. She was an influencer. She was an ambassador, a model. She modeled Fashion Nova stuff, clothing. She was a beautiful woman. She was like today's video vixen, like Buffy, like Corinne Steffens. She wasn't like them. You know what I mean? And I think that's where she probably looked up to them too, because some of the videos that I showed, and it's just her work. It's because I feel like she was very free. And I think, in my opinion, she optimized her body, but I think that she was very free, and she did what she wanted to, and she was her own boss. And the videos I show on my channel, it's not just to be like, oh, this is how she was, but it's different from the story that they're painting. You know what I mean? Like, she was a hoe. She was no, this lady was a social media influence, Instagram star, a businesswoman. She was known for her racy photos. She had nice proportions in her bodies, and people loved her. You understand? And I said, you know what was her net worth? You know what I mean? Because I couldn't really get that information, but I got WikiLeaks, and they said she was like between $1 and $3 million. She got money off of her channels. These social media channels pay you. Do not get it twisted. And I'm like, oh my gosh, I don't like how they're depicting her. I think it's unfair and it's not right. That's how I feel about the whole story with Miss Mercedes. And I believe she was the type you look but don't touch. You know, that's how I feel about her. That's my own personal opinion about her. I don't know why she was the way she was. I'll say in May she showed a ring where she's like someone was gonna drop it hard for her. I don't know who that was. Uh, Everybody want to say the guy couldn't take it. You use me. You can't use no grown ass man. He was a person with mental illness and he was sick. And I think the more she dealt with him, the more she realized she tried to get away from him. I wonder how I just wonder how he found her. I know she left him, and what did he say to her? Because he had to let her know his intent before. I don't think that was just something where he just snapped. You understand? Mm-mm. I really don't think that's something where he just snapped. I think that he had that thought. I don't know when that thought entered into him. Okay, but it did. And he had made up his mind at some point that he was going to kill that young lady. They were the same age, but he could have envied her. Look, when you look in his eyes, right? He just looked like a lost soul. You understand? And that chick, that woman was fly. That woman was sexy. She was beautiful. She knew how to use her body, you know what I mean? In a way where it brought her income between $1 and $3 million. So I don't think that she had to use anyone because in all her 164 pictures, she dressed nice. If she was rocking Fashion Nova clothes, I don't think he was buying them. Come on, man. And she could have messed with many people. People create fake pages and hit you up. Don't be playing. That should be real. They want to try to get at you. You understand? So I don't want that to be the reason that black women be coming up missing and murdered and all of that. See, this is a video shoot she did. You know? So she didn't use that man. She's beautiful, sexy woman. You feel me? And this is like a video that I think was like 8 years. This ain't even anything that she was in a photo shoot. Okay, she was doing a photo. She was doing a video with someone. You understand? So that was actually a scene. So, the picture that they're painting about that young lady, they make me sick. All right. And I don't want that to be the narrative for them to start, black women to start getting attacked and killed because you use me. We're not like that. We're more hustlers than users. We're like next. You understand? We're not going to kill you and be like, why did I do that? Like, who does that? That's what essentially he did. But everybody's making me sick because let me see what this video is. So this is another one. Does she look like she used him? Get real serious. She didn't use that man. She didn't have to use him. You understand? That chick got money. And I think she picked up a psycho and he was envious. And I knew he knew that he could not have her because look at her. Come on. She wasn't a pitiful chick. Like that chick was perfect and she groomed herself to be perfect. Even though she had her body, I don't know if her body had work done to it, because outside of the wig, we don't even really know what the lady looked like because she always was made up and she always looked nice, but she moved a lot. And so I was like, okay, well, if you're moving a lot, that means you're running from something. You feel me? So I don't know what he could have promised her for her to open her door for him. I don't know how their relationship was, but she is a woman that really built her brand off of her body and she knew how to use it. And I believe she was the type of chick you can look, but you can't touch. And I believe that if she did want anyone to touch her body, it was truly whomever she messed with on that level. I don't think it is the way where they're painting a picture about her, having an OnlyFans page. She was maximizing her income. And that is the bottom line. You understand? We can't say that she's a hoe because who brought sex from her? And you got to think, these is people's image in their likeness. And again, I don't think you could say you know what the real person look like when they're always made up. Can anyone be able to identify her when she's out in the public? Because she's probably dressed a whole different way, got a whole different look. She'd probably be happy when she's dressed down because she see what it is when she's dressed up. But she probably was just the type of woman to get money and mess with a certain type of people. And you can't always sleep on these types of people thinking that white is right all the time because it's not. And I'm strongly against anyone dating a person just for money. Date for love. But I don't think that was a situation of love. You know, I hope she rests in peace. No matter what a person go through, you would always hope that they get through it. You understand? You would always hope that they get through it because we're all gonna go through something. But hopefully it's a phase. And even if it's not a phase, hopefully they won't go like that to their grave. You understand what I'm saying? So Miss Mercedes, like I said, I just think she optimized her she just knew. She knew her position in this world. She knew she was beautiful. She was around the movers and the shakers. She was around the real deal. And I think she was a hustler in her looks and she just maximized off of that. And I don't want the narrative if that woman was using that man, where's the house? Where is the security? Because she definitely wouldn't have been doing that if he had anything to offer her real solid, real sound. Because, like she said, I want to be a rich man's wife. So until then, I believe she was about her money and she went to work and her work just, she was, let's clean this language up for her, Miss Moore. Let's see what she was. She was like an exhibitionist person. You know what I mean? She just used her body. She was free. I wish I could be like that. Yeah, I'm a certain way, but I couldn't do the dancey thing. I just was like, oh, everyone's looking at me, so I didn't feel comfortable, and I didn't drink, and I don't drink like that. You know what I mean? So, I couldn't do that. And I can't do it in like I can't be like Miss Mercedes Moore. I can't be like Sukiyana, but them bitches do it. They doing it for the ones who can't do it. I hear you. You know what I mean? They ain't showing that in their scantily cladly dress. But they ain't showing no, yeah, I mean, and just be like, they're still sexy. They entertain for the guys out here that like that type of woman. They wasn't able to do the Playboy because they don't fit that type of woman. They're not that type of woman. But for the woman they was, that chick had 2.7 million followers and even celebrities. I don't think she went looking for them. I don't think she went looking for them because that sister was beautiful. She was sexy. She just was, You didn't know her because her whole life was really the internet. I feel sad for her, and I don't like how everyone's running around talking about her. And all the people that's talking about her, she built her brand. You know, she made way more than they did. Believe me, she was going to events, invited to events. You know, she knew the woman she was and the type of man she wanted. And it just come out your mouth. You can say it nice or you can say it fucked up. You know what I mean? You can be yelling about shit or you can be nice, be like, you know, baby, you know, I don't want you. I don't know if you say it like that, but I mean, you know, you'll be throwing hints like, I ain't fucking with you, I ain't calling you, I ain't picking up your calls. I'm just not doing that. So you would think, okay, excuse me, they get the message. But who? You're 34. You never been rejected before. You never been told no before. I remember a time when this guy stood my black ass up and my nose was red. Like I was like a Rudolph the red nose, whatever, red nose reindeer. That's how I was for real. Oh, every time I seen him, I turned my head. That was the first time I ever got stood up. Oh my gosh. And I wasn't driving at the time either, too. Shit, that was way, way back in the days. But I remember that feeling. You know, I remember that. I remember my nose getting so cold and my nose getting red like that. I remember that. hmm You know? So it's like, oh my gosh. But nah, I remember, guys, you know, you gotta pay attention when people be saying things to you. You know what I mean? And that's the bottom line. Pay attention, ladies, when people be saying things to you. And certain things have to happen so you can hear about how they talk. You will find out things like things happen to expose people or yourself, in other words. That's what I'm trying to say. Like, if this didn't happen, then this wouldn't have happened. You would never know the truth without certain things happen, the building blocks. See, the truth is based on building blocks. You feel me? It ain't just cause you say so. It's now that you say it, let one plus one be two. That's the truth. You feel me? So people people they get mad because you know she probably dismissed that man. You know what I mean? But I don't be dismissing nobody, man. When it comes to harming me, when it comes to threatening me, I'll be praying like, "Thank you, Lord, for letting me know what's in their heart." Because what's in their heart come out their mouth, and you don't have to be having a smart ass mouth. This is the second time I didn't heard about a woman being killed because of her mouth. The first time is with Tommy Sotomayor saying that Kwame's brother killed a lady because of her mouth. You know, some shit like that. But the bottom line was because of her mouth, because she talked too much of some shit. Then I'm hearing it again. I heard it with Sinful P, who said, you know, black women, they can have attitudes. Listen, I don't think a black woman is just gonna have an attitude for nothing. You see, unless she crazy. And what make women crazy is lies. One plus one ain't two. Lying, switching up, acting funny, missing calls, not talking right when you around motherfucker. Come on, man. Ain't nobody got time for that. You better play with them little girls out there. You understand? Like, if you're not trying to be in a committed relationship, what we talking about here? You understand? So I don't get it. The bottom line is this: I'm not a carpet, and I will not allow you to walk on me. I will not allow you to trample on me. I am not anyone's carpet. Okay, and I feel like that lady has a child out here, and just because we have to get these words right, that sister was a model. Okay, she was a model. That's what Miss Mercedes Moore Janae Garnier was. Garnier was. Garnier. You know, she's in known in history as an American fashion model. We got to stop tearing people down because she built her brand, and that is the bottom line. And you know, like most crimes and most murders, people normally know the people who murder them unless it's a random act, meaning just a psycho go on stabbing or a car accident or freaking bullets, you know, that type of stuff. But not because she used me, the narrative they trying to paint, because don't think black women were not users, okay? We work hard. I see my sisters out here working themselves to fucking their whole heads are gray. And the other ones that ain't working, they're either drunkards or they're just having children or they're raising children. But it's not, and I could really say bad about them. You understand? I don't hang out with people that's like in Hollywood. People party on the weekend, they work, they party, all of that. But we don't, if I posted a picture now, it's who calls me. Is that using? Is that using you? Or is that you contacting me? Right? That's all I'm asking. I don't think you can use a person. And believe me, I have been in positions where I thought I was even used. But when I really assessed the matter, I'm like, no, because nothing wouldn't have happened if I didn't want it to happen. And then you know, you being you know what I mean? So when you see how a person operating get down, man, get away from them if they ain't right. You know, Sinful P, his whole show will sound like a minus the swears, the sermon. You know, what could you take from it? I don't agree with him saying that you should have a pimp. You should get your direction from a man. I don't agree with that type of stuff. You know what I mean? You shouldn't listen to that stuff. Don't even get in the fucking game. Don't break any laws. Get your fucking firearm card and your right to conceal and carry a firearm. Go get your money the correct way. Get the fuck out the bed. Go to a job. And then if you can't do that, create a job. But don't let it be like illegit where you gotta pay a nigga anything. Think about your family. Think about your future. Think about, you know, there's times I wish I would have just lived so different in my life. And I believe it would have been better for me. Even if it's not for you, for me. You feel me? So you don't want to be like paying to nobody, paying anything to anyone. Life is hard in itself. You want to be paid out this bitch. And she was not wrong for being a businesswoman and maximizing all her resources and doing what she had to do and to keep her money. She wasn't wrong for that. I mean, you want me to pay you what? What should I listen to you? Like what? I don't know how to open a bank account. I don't know how to pick up the phone and be like, yo, I want to get the things that I want. I got the money. I make the money. What we talking about here? I don't need no grown ass man. Like I don't got no mental illness or where I need anyone to assist me with anything. So what are we talking about here? What are we talking about? Direction? You give it to your wife, give it to your daughter. You feel me? Like I don't pay into nobody's fucking game and put dish detergent in other people's house, nigga. I put that shit up in my house. You feel me? Pay you. Like that don't even sound right. Don't give that advice, Sinful P, my man. I love your shows and your content, but what you said, direction, not listening, and then listening to bad direction, and then not following the direction. Yeah, the direction of God, Yahweh, Bahashim, Mashiach, Yahweh Shai, Him, because not man. Don't let men lead you to your doom, man. Nobody. That goes for men too. All you gotta say, resist the devil, say no. Resist the devil and he shall flee. Resist the devil and he shall flee. He don't like that. No, he like that, huh? What? Okay. You gotta say yes to him and he'll lead you right down that motherfucking hell pack. And you gonna go through some things fucking with that nigga. But you gonna go through a pit, a hill, anything and everything. The rabbit hole, the skunk hole, the Mexico tunnels, all of that shit fucking with the devil. God is going to be straightforward. You want to come up. It's going to be a short period of time. It's going to be consistent. It's going to keep going. God going to show you something like, you don't even have to do that. You feel me? You don't even have to mess with clowns and see clowns. Like, the world is yours. Like, just listening and relying on God, man, and doing the right thing out here. You know what I mean? Because a hoe was nice to Jesus. So that's not taking, even if she was a prostitute, Jesus rocked with the prostitutes in a way where, yo, he said, your sins are forgiven. Go, you're free. So don't let that stop you. Don't let that stop you from making good decisions and doing the right thing, especially by yourself. You understand? Nah, man. Don't let that stop you. That lady, she wanted love. That's not real out here. Today, love me, you keep your mouth shut, you deal with the bullshit, my way or the highway. So many bitches want me. I don't give a fuck about losing one, not even the one that really truly care about me. That's love today. Feel me? Love. I love you. I hate you. Look at Miss Mercedes Moore. Niggas strangled her to death. You feel me? And the sad part, she did know him. And the sad part, she did let him in. You know? When the Lord lets you walk away, you gotta be like, I ain't going back there. You gotta know when your life's in danger. Whether it's a goddamn creepo or a Bigfoot. Okay? Miss Mercedes reminds me of this young lady from my hood, Miss Jasmine Correa. Jazzy Correa, young girl. Every time I say my prayers, I say, thank you, God, for allowing me to walk out this house. You know what I mean? Every house I walked in and every car, He allowed me to get out of every car I got in. I thank God for that. Because I, too, was a risky risk. I was a risk. So, shit, you ain't going to get out of every fucking car or every house. Shit turns up. You understand? Things can go left real quick. You're dealing with people snap. That's why it's just good to chill and go home, be around the people do what you gotta do. If you gotta go get something from the supermarket, go get that shit, cook that dinner, chill, watch movies, nigga, watch sports. Whatever y'all do, get in the bed, kiss good night, wake up, do it again. Period. Feel me? All of that other shit, it shouldn't be. That's like some weirdo lifestyle type stuff. I mean, even if a nigga call me up like right now, he's like, yo, what you doing? I ain't doing shit. I mean, what's up? Well, because I got a car, he got a car. It's like, okay, meet me here, and I can go and do that. And I believe Mercedes was like that. She could go and do that. You understand? Because when you have your own and everything, you can go and do things. You don't have to use a person. So my ruling is in for Miss Mercedes Moore. May she rest in peace. And may the world see her in a different light other than the 50 plus one, including my video that's made about her. Like, this video was getting so many views, guys. I mean, like, numbers. Okay? And that man too, Kevin Alexander Accordo, he had mental illness. You understand? And I think she did too. It was something in her, like, why did she accept that from him? Why did she heard those threats before? He's done something to her before. You understand? Like the guy said, he's probably listening to her a phone call of hers. You know? Who knows what made that man snap? But he snapped on my young fair friend lady. I didn't know her. But I believe that she just optimized her body. And let me tell you, if we're going to do stories about her, let them be official and legit, because what I'm saying is this: she wasn't trending like that. I went to Google's trending and her name was not mentioned. I checked every week for her. She wasn't number one. She wasn't number 10. Every week I checked from the time she was murdered. And she is a victim. She's not a prostitute. She is not a hoe. She was an internet model. She worked in videos. She was an actress. You understand? She dressed it very sexy, very bold and daring, very free. She was an artist. That's what we do. Freedom of expression. And she just interacted with the wrong person. So we need to lay off calling our young ladies and our black sisters hoes, talking about they using motherfuckers when they got more net worth than the motherfuckers we're accusing them of using. Now go look at Mr. Acorto, the nigga that strangled her. Go look up his net worth. That woman did not use that man. She was a hustler. And she fucked with ballers. Okay? Whether she revealed it or not. Look at her. If my old dusty ass have done it in the past, I know she doing it. She did it. She ain't got to use a nigga. You know? Oh, what is this? You not gotta use a man. I just wish she would have taken those threats very serious, and I wish she would have taken those threats very serious. But let the story be told, the truth be told about her, and let it be cleaned up about her, because we're the one who is keeping the black community is keeping her story alive. And I know we like drama, and I know we like to, we want to always hear that about a person, and we want to blame them for having a nice face, a pretty face, a nice body, and all of this weird, crazy stuff. But it doesn't justify her being murdered and being a victim of a psycho slash stalker. You understand? Who came all the way from Florida, hell bent on killing this woman. Even writing with her lipstick on the wall. He is a creepo. Ugh. I thought it was like, did he write with blood, her blood? But no, it was her lipstick. I shouldn't have came here. She used me for money. I don't think you can use someone who don't want to be used. You knew what it was, sir. So this is her views, okay? So I did the Trey show when I looked the other day. The Trey King show, it had 119 views. Since then, it has 100 and I believe 82,000 views. Then the end of sentence, he had 155,000 views. Pet T Blog, she did 43,000 views. Jade the Black did 74 plus 39. What's that? 10, 39, 9 and 3 is 12. 112 views. Willie D, 98,000 views. The Game Spitter, 54,000 views. And Doc Daly, that's Sean Blazington. I love him. 47,000 views. In O'Shea Deuce. O'Shea Duke, excuse me, 50,000 views. So a woman like that who is very popular and very well known never have to use anyone. She had two caring parents that I believe if her back was up against the wall, and what could your back be up against the wall at your age? Not having housing. But if you didn't do drugs or anything, that wouldn't have been an issue. So I don't even think she had serious problems. I just think she met a person that was really jealous and envious of her. Hmm. Hmm. You never know. He probably wanted to be her. Why would he do that to that woman? You understand? And then be in the house with the body. And said, "Whatever possessed me." Apologizing to the landlord, but you should apologize to her family. That lady had a daughter left behind. You fucking, then you killed yourself too. So, like the end of the sentence said, they just close you. They want to know why you did this shit because the crime is solved. You already killed yourself. You know what I mean? So, but no answers. Be careful with the people you encounter and you and entertain. You chill with. You understand? Like, you never know who the cycle's gonna be. Oh no. Come on. It's a fly in here, guys. Excuse me, I hate it. That fly, I know I'm gonna kill it, so I better get out of this house. Get out of here. Come on. Yeah. Thank God. Get that damn fly out of here and stuff. I hate flies. You feel me? I love my hair, guys. Oh, I love it. I'm gonna braid it down. Or I might just braid it like this and then let it crinkle out. So I took mommy today to her hospital appointment. I was like, Mommy, I don't want to go up in there. I'm afraid of the hospital, guys. I don't want to go up in there. Mm-mm. But R.I.P. Miss Mercedes Moore. Tasha K, lawyer up, baby girl. They may have you in this one. But I think it's very suspicious that she dropped that information about Brother Polite, and now this is coming back to bite her in the ass. I guess they be having this shit, all types of documents and shit on you, and then when you fuck with their people, they be like, wow, okay? And then that shit mysteriously go away. You don't hear about it no more. Like, remember before Lil Wayne, when he didn't sell his catalog of music, or he got caught with some type of firearms. Now, you don't even hear no shit about that, man. And they always be like, where did it go? Where did it go? He sold that motherfucking catalog, his future money, his inheritance. I think mommy is keeping something from me. But maybe it's a good thing. Only God knows. Anyways, you guys have a great day. Thank you for viewing. let's put some respect on Mrs. Moore's name because she was a boss chick. She was, you know, a made woman. She made herself. She didn't deserve to be strangled at the hands of a stalker slash friend slash stalker. Okay? All right, guys. Thank you for watching. Have a good day. Thank you, Hood Hamptons, and thank you, Darwin.